All right, everyone. Now, the sort of final step to getting a good alignment, we just got out of P52, so this step is almost always performed after some type of P52. Now we need to do a GDC align, and we are still attached to the booster. Can't really see it because it's night. As you can see sort of the outline here. We are still attached to the booster, so it's going to be a fairly hard alignment, but let's demonstrate the principles. We're doing a GDC to IMU alignment. So the GDC is a gyro display coupler, and it's just something that the body-mounted attitude gyros here, a part of the stabilization control system, will couple to get a sort of reference, a backup IMU, if you will. Now, you can't maneuver off of the GDC, which is something that this switch here would have you think you could do. This switch was actually unwired after, I think even maybe before Apollo 7, but for sure before Apollo 8. This switch was unwired because it was a horrible switch. It broke stuff. So they just unwired it. And so you can't do maneuvers off of it. You'll have to do them manually. But if you lose your IMU, it's a great reference point, and we will be doing no IMU piloting as a part of this tutorial. So not this specific tutorial, but this tutorial series. We'll be doing no reference piloting. So it's something that we'll talk about later, but just know you can't maneuver with it. The BMEGs here are just basically attitude gyros. They just detect acceleration, and in fact, they're actually what makes these black needles here, this part here, this part here, and this part here. They make them actually work. If you turn off your BMEGs, you lose those references. And so the BMEGs really are what are doing the measuring for the GDC. So they couple to the GDC, and you get a backup reference. So then let's align it. There's two ways to align it, and this one will show you the primary way, which is aligning it to the IMU. If we select ball 1, that'll completely turn off ball 2. And we go source to at set. If we go back and forth, we can see that that's pretty far off, right? We got some wiggle room in there. So at set to IMU, and now the attitude set control panel, ASCP, is aligned. We'll just move these needles over to where they are centered. A little bit of a tip for this is if the numbers are going down, needles should be moving left or down. If the numbers are going up, needles should be moving right or up. And that works in the opposite direction if you are 180 degrees around. So for example, I'm going to drive us to just above 0 here, and you'll see that when I make the numbers go up, the needle moves down, and vice versa. That means that we're 100 degrees out of whack, and you can even see here 008 does not match 0. That does not match, excuse me, 191. So, oops. We'll go ahead and we'll fix our pitch. We'll drive it all the way around. I'm using an auto clicker for this. You can hold it down. It's just a tad bit slower, so I just use the auto clicker just to speed it up a little bit, but there's a built-in feature for that. Please center everything, and you'll notice that we're attached to the booster, which means we're still moving. So we kind of have to, what we kind of do is kind of have to lead this a bit. We have to be quick, right? Flip to GDC, GDC align, unclick, and you can see we're slightly better aligned now, but let's fix it a little bit more. We'll lead the pitch. Okay, and there you go. That's much better aligned. Still a little off compared to what we can make it when we're not attached to the booster, but when we're attached, that's about as good as she'll get. So really, it's just set the switches, make sure the scale is on its highest sensitivity, align the needles using left and right click on the roll, pitch, and yaw here, like so. Once aligned, push and hold
Pablo
GDC
17,
align,
please.
push and hold GDC align. Once the motion stops, let go. Test your alignment by flipping back to IMU from GDC. And if everything's good to go, you can set it back. When you're doing GDC align, you should switch at set to GDC, obviously, so you know when the GDC stops moving. That's a bit of a thing that you'll run into if you don't do that. But otherwise, yeah, you'll set it back to GDC, and this is really important. If you don't do this on the real spacecraft, you can fry something. So just make sure that that's always on GDC when you are not using it in the IMU mode. Source CMC, select 1, 2, and there's your attitude reference. We could even compare the two balls now, since ball 1 uses the IMU, ball 2 uses the GDC, and we can see they're very close. We could also, if we wanted to, flip those two reference points around, ball 1 on the GDC, ball 2 on the IMU. They're very, very close. Don't even see a difference. And that's it. Hope you all enjoyed that.